Problem I had to deal with was this fuel tank. It was about 6 inches too long to allow for the transfer case to go in after we put our gearbox in. So this is about 8 inches long. We just whacked it right out of there. This is the end piece. Was out on the end. Now if we can figure out how to join that back on there, it'll be in good shape. This is high density polyethylene. Something I didn't know is that it's actually 2 layered. And done a little playing with it here. This inside layer melts at a higher temperature than the outside layer. The outside layer isn't actually very strong. I can weld it together with a heat knife, but it's not very strong, whereas the inside part, you weld it together, it's pretty strong. So we're gonna have to play with this a little bit, and I think it's more technique that we got to come up with to figure out how to fill this back place back in. We may not use the piece we cut off. We've got enough piece here that we can cut a section of this off, and if we can match it in there pretty tight and then weld it right in. I think that's the direction we're going to go at this point, but we're still playing with it to find out if we can get a good enough seal on there that it won't break out. I don't want to lose all our fuel up on the mountain somewhere. So we'll see where we go with that. Second joint, don't really like how it went together. There's not much overlap over the end, although it does feel stronger because the end of this is actually melted into the top piece. We're going to try another one here. And notice I've got more of the light colored exposed. We're going to see if that gives us enough to come over and kind of lap over that. Let's see how that works. Okay, that's our fuel tank. You can see here we welded this end into the tank. And I don't know how close I can get here. This worked out really well. Of course, we've got this piece sealed good up against the inside of the tank itself. And then we melted this off and kind of overlapped it here. At this point, went down to the lumber yard and got some wire cloth. This is about an 8 mesh wire cloth. I don't know how well you can see it. We heat this up and that melts right into it, reinforces it really well. After we get done here, we'll fold this edge down and meld it right into the outside of the tank. And then we'll go over the top of this and add a layer just to make sure that it's good and strong. That's one of those cases where I could have bought a new tank or used one for, I don't know, 50 or 100 bucks, and I'm into this at this point about 4 or 5 hours labor. This one where you do it just to see if it can be done or if you can do it, and that's where I'm at with this. But it looks like it's going to work really well. See here, we folded this edge over into the outside of the tank, melded it right down into the base material. It should be very, very strong. I'm very pleased with this. Okay, here we're covering this with a layer over the top, and see how this really fills it up nicely. make sure that wire is completely contained inside the black plastic. This should hold really well. In fact, this may not even be necessary as good as this held, but we're going to do it anyway. Okay, we're done welding this. All we're going to do, guess we could clean up some of these rough spots, but we got her welded in there really good. I think it's going to last a long time. If not, we'll be the first to find out, and then we'll know what's wrong.